I don't have a major focus on marketing my websites. However, I still wanted to at least briefly talk to you about marketing to help you decide when you should actually do it, whether it's going to be worth your time or not on a particular site. So number one, when should you actually do marketing? In my opinion, I prefer to put forth my work and effort into building up the content of my website. The way that I teach you guys to target keyword phrases and niches and to build these websites, you do not have to have a single backlink out there on the entire internet to be able to get search rankings. In fact, a lot of times when people think that backlinks from other websites are going to make or break their search rankings, they end up doing something that's counterproductive, which is to go out there and start spamming links. And those are not helpful. They may have been years ago. People used to be able to go out and spam 10,000 links to a new website of theirs, and bam, they would be up in the top of search rankings. Well, guess what? You do that today, and you'll disappear from the search rankings forever. So not only is my approach something that focuses the work on your own site, which ultimately is where your traffic and your earnings are going to come from, but this is also geared towards helping you to avoid making permanent mistakes with a search engine. Because unfortunately, once you do something on one of your websites that Google doesn't like, if they penalize you for it, it's extremely hard to get that kind of stuff reversed, if not completely impossible for some websites. So I recommend trying to go about this the smart way from the get-go. Focus on your content on your site itself. The content will speak for itself if you put enough of it up there and you're talking about the right information. However, if you find that after you have search rankings, and maybe you've gotten those search rankings you were trying to get, you have your page in the top 10 of Google, but maybe you're just not getting quite enough traffic to your site. Maybe it's not earning enough for you as much as you had hoped it would make. Those can be some good situations where, especially if you know for beyond a shadow of a doubt that your traffic is converting into sales. You have awesome conversion rates over on Amazon, but you just don't have a lot of traffic to work with. You might want to then turn to marketing to help to drive some highly targeted traffic to your website. But this can be traffic outside of Google. And the number one objective here is not to increase your search rankings with this extra site marketing. The point is to bring in extra traffic to your site from sources other than search engines. Now you have the obvious stuff, social media, that everybody will try to push these days. A lot of big name marketers will go after social media kind of stuff. It can be useful for these Amazon sites, but it takes a lot of ongoing work and time, something that is generally not beneficial to do with these Amazon sites. So with that said, I really would recommend to focus more on 3 different tactics, or even you don't have to do them all. You could simply pick one of these, whichever ones you feel like would work out the best for the niche that you're going after and for your own personal style. One of these is to make helpful forum posts with a signature link. That's really important. You need a forum that will allow you to put a link to your own website in the signature of any post that you make, to the point where it's automatically added in. If you're familiar with like the Warrior Forum, for example, where I kind of originated from, they allow signature links in your forum post. Well, you would not want to be going to the Warrior Forum for this, though. You would want to go out and find a forum that relates to what your website is about. So for my solid state drive website, I would want to find a forum relating to computers in some way, form, or fashion. Sure, if I could find something specifically about computer hardware or about solid state drives, if there was an entire forum dedicated to that, that would be awesome. If I can't find that specific of a forum, though, I can backtrack and get a little more general with my topic and try to find a forum relating to that. So if I can't find solid state drives, I might back up to computer hardware. If I can't find that, I might back up again to just computers in general. You want something as specific as possible, though. However, the more general you get, chances are the more traffic there could be the potential for. You still want to be somewhere within the region of what your niche is about, though, or else the traffic on that forum's not going to be interested in what it is that you're doing. So as an example, using my solid state drive site that I've been building throughout this course, if I could find a forum having to do with computer hardware upgrades, as an example, that would allow me to make posts and to have a signature link at the bottom of those posts, I would then go on that forum and help people. Look for people that are answering questions or asking questions and answer them. Be helpful. Give them free advice and information. Do not try to direct anybody to your website, though. Your signature link in your forum post is what that exists for. You make no reference whatsoever to that signature link. Don't say, oh, go check out the link in my signature to get more information or something like that. Just help people. Give them helpful information and have that signature link speak for itself. People will follow it when they see that you are knowledgeable about the subject that your website is about. So if my signature link was talking about solid state drives, how to choose the best one for different kinds of situations, there's all kinds of different links that I could use there in my signature that would be appealing for people to click on, and I would not have to force people to do that. They will do it on their own accord and go and check out that information when they see that I have been friendly and helpful and full of knowledge about this subject. Now, in addition to that, you can also do something that's kind of along the same lines, but with videos instead. Making helpful YouTube videos. This is certainly not going to be for everyone. There are lots of people who don't like making videos. They're not comfortable recording their own voice. They don't like being on camera, whatever the case may be. No matter what your objections might be to creating a video, there are usually ways to get around it as long as you're still willing to at least record your voice onto the video. Those are going to be the best videos, the one where people can actually hear you speaking about the subject. However, in my opinion, the best YouTube videos that you can make for these products are really going to be more helpful tutorial types of videos. Think about the different informational topics that you targeted on your website. On my solid state drive site, this was things like these pages down in here, talking about slow boot times for Windows, making your computer faster for gaming, how solid state drives relate to video editing, things of that nature. When you can make a video that is then targeting those different kinds of topics, you not only have a perfect place to put that video on your website, but you know that people are going to be looking for information. You might even be able to get that video ranking on Google for the keyword phrase that you're targeting in your informational content here. This kind of thing can be really helpful to attract traffic to your site. And this traffic is going to be highly targeted traffic as long as you're targeting the right kinds of keyword phrases. You don't really want to put a lot of effort and time into targeting what I would consider to be aftermarket keywords, where if somebody bought the product and then they wanted to learn how to do something with that product, that's something I kind of consider to be aftermarket keywords. You want the keywords that people are going to look for before they buy a product and not after they buy the product. Because if you have a video out there that's teaching them how to use the product that they just bought, you really stand no chance of earning a commission for it. So think about that before you put work and effort into doing something like this. And ask yourself whether somebody watching your video has not yet bought the product or whether they already bought it. You need to make sure you're on the right end of that, or you should just completely avoid the video. No amount of traffic is worth it when that traffic is already going to own what it is that you're promoting. Now, there are a lot of ways you can go about making these YouTube videos. You don't have to get expensive cameras. You don't need green screening or anything special like that. You can just use something as simple as your smartphone and simply shoot a video of you using this product or using it in a particular manner, something that relates to what your subject is about. As an example, for the Windows slow boot keyword, I could actually shoot a video of my computer booting up with a normal hard drive. And I could have that split screened maybe, or just show two different parts of the video, one after the next, of like a comparison, where then after I have my solid state drive installed, what the difference is, so people can actually see that in person. This would attract people that are having issues with Windows booting up slow, people that do want to do something about that problem. And so this would be something that I'm targeting before they buy the product, and then I get them to move on to my website and actually talk them into buying a specific product that's going to help them to solve that situation. So you can see how you can apply this kind of stuff to pretty much anything that you do. And again, you don't need complicated software or expensive camera hardware to actually be able to accomplish this. Now, some people ask whether or not it's actually worthwhile to buy a product to then make a YouTube video with it. It can be worthwhile if you have enough exposure for those videos or enough of an audience. However, for the average brand new Amazon niche website, you're not going to have an audience already. That's the audience that you're wanting to build. Sometimes the videos can help you build that audience. But I really don't recommend just outright buying a product to use for no other purpose than just to create a YouTube video. However, there can be some exceptions to that where it could be useful. If you already own the product yourself, If this was a niche that you had a lot of personal interest in and you have a lot of knowledge about it and you already own some of the products in the niche, use your own products and make some videos with them. In this example, you're not buying the product to make your video. So you're not dependent on referring enough sales to recuperate your cost for that product. And in fact, if you do this right, you can actually even write off the cost of things like those products as a tax deduction. You can also apply this to holidays, special occasions. I have children. I have 3 kids. For every Christmas Eve for the last now 13 years, I spend half the night on Christmas Eve putting together various toys. I already was going to buy these toys for my kids regardless. So why not shoot a video while I'm sitting there putting the thing together? Why not teach people about the product and then try to get some sales off of that product as a result? So you can take products that you already own or products that you're already going to buy for some other purpose, and you can do videos for those. They can be product review videos, or they can be more helpful info type of videos. Something like this, where I would use the solid state drive and demonstrate to people how it actually helps me overcome slow boot times on Windows. Very, very specific types of helpful videos. I could also do a tactic that I believe I briefly mentioned in last week's class or the week before, doing content exchanges with relational websites. If I could find another site out there that was all about solid state drives or maybe all about computer hardware, I might be able to say, hey, could I write an in-depth article for your website and have a link back to my website at the end of that article? Just, essentially attributing the article to me as being the author, giving me a little bit of link love as a result. There are a lot of websites out there that will do this kind of stuff to get free content for their own websites. And you can also do it the other way around, where you get free content for your own website by partnering up with some of these relational websites. Either way, it can be helpful, even though it is definitely one of the more time-consuming tactics. Trying to set up deals like that, trying to find the relational sites. But if you have it geared towards a specific purpose, for example, to give people free content for their own site, a unique article that you write just for a specific site that you set up this kind of a deal with, for the sole reason of getting a link back to your own website. This is really the one marketing tactic here, at least that I'm discussing today, that can benefit your search engine rankings. If you're positive that those links that you would get back from those other websites, that they would be, in fact, do follow links to the point where a search engine can index that link back to your site, then you can get some decent search engine benefits from doing that kind of thing. So you would not only have the potential for getting traffic from the site that you're giving that content to, but then you would also be likely boosting your own search rankings for your site in the process. So it can help to bring in traffic from 2 different sources from doing that one.